When I was 8 years old, my mother let me stay with my aunt because my aunt and uncle, who was a policeman, had no children of their own. Their names were Andrei and Natcha Didelovsky, and they lived in Malopolska, Austria, in the village of Kislyev on the outskirts of a city. From there I went to school and Mass every morning, serving the Mass as altar boys do here. During the summer I drove their 2 cows to graze in the fields quite a distance away. One early morning, before I reached the pasture, I fell very ill and tried to turn the cows back home, but in no way would the cows mind me. Instead, they began running wildly into the fields of grain. I stopped and began to cry. But what was I to do with them? Nothing. But another girl came along with her own cattle on the way to pasture and managed to take my cows along with hers and watch them for me while I laid sick all day long. I ate nothing, for I gave the bread my aunt let me have for lunch to the girl tending my cows. When I came home with the cows, it was almost dark. My aunt was worried. "What happened?" she asked. I explained I was so sick that I was unable to get up. She put me to bed immediately and began wrapping me in hot towels, and continued to do that all night long. In the morning I felt better, and took the cows to pasture as usual. In the fall, after the grain fields had been harvested, the cattle were allowed to graze on the stubble, but I had no shoes, and the stubble pierced my bare feet and they would bleed. In the late fall, the morning dew was cold, and colder still when there was a frost the night before. I walked barefooted until winter set in. I lived at my aunt's for 4 years. When my parents and sisters were preparing to immigrate to Canada, I was 12 years old. My aunt wanted me to stay with her in the worst way. She did not want me to leave, but my mother was very dear to me, and I would not be left behind. Naturally, my aunt was very saddened by my departure, but she would also miss me because I had become a big help to her. Our preparation for passage to Canada began with great anticipation of a better life. Promises of free land in the New World, 160 acres just for the taking. How could one pass up such an opportunity? We were 4 girls, my 3 sisters and myself. Annie, the eldest, was 15. I was 12, Jessie was 6, and the youngest, Phyllis, was 4. The cost of one ship card was 200 zlotys, or kronas. 2 of my youngest sisters were charged the same. Father had just enough money, 1,200 zlotys, the cost of passage for the 6 of us. The port of embarkation was Hamburg, but the ocean steamer, the Carlsberg, was a week late in arriving at its port. For the whole week we waited at the emigrant building, during which time the small amount of money Father had after payment of ship cards was mostly spent for food. From the emigrant building we had to sail for 2 hours on a small boat to be transferred to the Carlsberg. It was March, 1889. Once we boarded the Carlsberg, we were immediately ordered to go before a doctor who inoculated us all, and then we were shown our beds. Mother and the 4 of us girls shared a bed together, but Father was quartered somewhere else. He was not with us. On the following evening, all 4 of us and Mother were so sick that we were unable to even lift our heads. We missed Father, but we were too sick to walk about to find him. People who came by said he was given a bed farther out, but he too was very sick and couldn't get out of bed. Waiters came around to the beds with food, but we could not eat. We were all unable to get up. Waiters were ordering people out of bed, chasing people out on decks with brooms, not caring whether one was sick or not. Uncle carried me to the open deck in his arms. I was that sick. I could barely breathe. For sure he must